percent returns on stocks over the next decade.
Jack, you're the only person here on this panel who really spoke to inflation being a problem, and you also spoke to the possibility of less consumer demand. I guess I would ask the other panelists, my biggest concern here as an investor is employment. How can you have sustained consumer demand, and without sustained consumer demand, how can you have growth when unemployment is at 10%? And, you know, Abby and all of you, we have twice as many people as that who are underemployed, and probably another 10% or so who are worried about losing their jobs or supporting people who are underemployed. So without consumer growth, how are we going to sustain any kind of demand growth?
I think your question is right on target. Under normal post-recession conditions, we would be expecting GDP next year of 3 to 3.5%, but we have trimmed that GDP number down to 2% because of the concern about labor markets and also household balance sheets, which continue to delever. So I think that you're exactly right to say this is an issue. And for policymakers, let's keep in mind this is not just a cyclical employment problem related to the severity of the recession, but also a structural one. Beneath the surface, we were seeing problems in terms of a hollowing out of certain portions of our labor market for the last 10 years. Let's keep in mind that median household incomes, adjusted for inflation, haven't risen for 10 years. And this, we think, is something that policymakers really need to be paying attention to. There are some elements in the president's proposal on jobs creation that does look at that. Some of the short-term fixes have been discussed widely. The longer-term fixes have to do with raising the educational attainment level of the average worker in the United States.